Soul Land 2 Episode 99. Tang San successfully forced Wang Dong'er to her death. He bluntly stated that becoming his son-in-law wasn't that simple. The protagonist, Huo Yuhao, was severely bullied by his father-in-law. The plot continued from the previous episode where Tang San interfered with the assessment. He repeatedly tormented Huo Yuhao. Meanwhile, Wang Dong'er, Wang Qiu'er also witnessed the scene. A voice addressed the two girls, asking who is willing to die for Huo Yuhao. The voice continued, then Huo Yuhao can live. But it's also equivalent to fulfilling a love rival's wish. From somewhere, an indifferent voice questioned, isn't this a bit too cruel to them? Hasn't the test for them been enough? Tang San responded, if it's just to be my son-in-law, then it's enough. He stated, becoming my son-in-law is not that simple. Hearing this, the voice accused, Tang San, this is deliberate retaliation. Seeing your daughter with Huo Yuhao makes you unhappy. Tang San, however, acted righteously and said, don't slander me. I'm impartial. How can one see a rainbow without experiencing a storm? The voice retorted, shut up, or I'll tell your wife. It then asked, does Dai Laodan know how Tang San is treating his descendant? Tang San deliberately replied, I forgot to tell Dai Mubai. On the other side, Huo Yuhao got up again, but found the surroundings empty. The blue gold figure had long since disappeared. Huo Yuhao was stunned, unsure if he had passed the test. Suddenly, two golden lights appeared before his eyes. Two bloodied figures were supporting each other. They were Dai Huabin and Zhu Lu. Huo Yuhao immediately noticed Zhu Lu's condition. Her entire right arm was severed at the root. Even more terrifying, she only had half a bloody face left, half a nose, half an ear. Huo Yuhao couldn't help but ask what happened. Dai Huabin, with tears in his tiger-like eyes, explained, she was poisoned. To save her life, the decaying parts had to be cut off. Dai Huabin choked up and declared that no matter what Zhu Lu became, no matter what she looked like, he would cherish her. Suddenly, two more golden lights appeared. Again, two people. But this time, they were embracing. Su Sancher stood tall and proud, exuberant, with Nan Nan nestled in his arms, her pretty face flushed. Another golden light shone. Zhang Lishuan appeared. Observing her, Huo Yuhao noticed that Zhang Lishuan seemed different. The eldest senior sister rarely smiled before, but now she wore a faint smile. Even seeing the seriously injured Zhu Lu, she maintained it. Huo Yuhao, following truth or dare, had changed everyone. He then remembered Wang Dong'er and Wang Qiu'er. There was still no news of the two girls. Just then, two golden lights flashed. Ming Tian and Wu Feng, clinging to each other, screamed as they crashed to the ground. They yelled, we're not dead. Excitedly, they hugged each other tightly. Then, three more golden lights appeared one after another. The first to appear was Beibei. Beibei's expression was blank, his gaze fixed. He seemed to be remembering something. What surprised Huo Yuhao the most was that when Zhang Lishuan saw Beibei, she only showed a puzzled expression, as if she had never known him. Wang Dong'er and Wang Qiu'er still hadn't appeared. Appearing behind Beibei were Xiao Xiao and Hikaitu. Xiao Xiao sat directly on Hikaita's shoulders, her legs dangling, smiling sweetly. She wrapped her arms around Hikaita's neck with a sweet expression. At this moment, Huo Yuhao wondered, they're all back. Everyone is all right. But where's my Dong'er? And Qiu'er? Huo Yuhao clenched his fists, becoming anxious. Suddenly, a strange light screen appeared before everyone. The image showed the scene of Qiu'er and Dong'er's decisive battle. Next, Beibei shouted at Huo Yuhao, Yuhao. Look. Huo Yuhao opened his eyes and saw that there was another image within the light screen. It was the scene of him fighting with the blue gold figure earlier. At this moment, Qiu'er and Dong'er had stopped fighting in the image. The two girls' eyes anxiously watched the blue gold figure who was walking towards the motionless Huo Yuhao, holding a golden trident. The image froze. The image froze again. The indifferent voice rang out again like a death knell. It stated that Huo Yuhao was about to die. It asked who is willing to voluntarily commit suicide. Huo Yuhao can then live. A countdown began. 3. Seeing this, Huo Yuhao's blood pressure instantly spiked. He roared, "Bastard! You can't do this! Let me die! Let me die!" He desperately struggled to crawl towards the image, but it suddenly collapsed, dissipating into specks of light. A beam of light descended, landing not far from him. Huo Yuhao widened his eyes and saw two figures. One person was holding another. The standing figure had long, wavy hair. Wasn't that Wang Qiu'er? Lying flat in her arms was Wang Dong'er. Huo Yuhao's eyes widened in grief. Using his hands to support himself, he crawled towards them. The others stood by silently, not knowing how to comfort him. Although they guessed what had happened, they were equally unwilling to believe it. Wang Qiu'er stood there, holding Wang Dong'er, her eyes vacant, tears continuously streaming down her face. Finally, she handed the lifeless Wang Dong'er to Huo Yuhao. Looking at Wang Dong'er's vacant eyes, filled with reluctance and longing, Huo Yuhao cried out in anguish, "Dong'er! Dong'er!" At this moment, his faith was shattered. After the image shattered, Wang Qiu'er, hearing that there were only 3 seconds to decide, was momentarily stunned. But Wang Dong'er didn't hesitate for a moment so that Huo Yuhao could escape danger even a second sooner. With a thud, Wang Dong'er decisively pressed her jade hand to her forehead. In an instant, a golden light burst forth. Her soul dissipated. Wang Qiu'er cried out, transforming into a stream of light and embracing Wang Dong'er's falling body. "I won," Wang Dong'er said, her eyes losing focus. The usually strong Wang Qiu'er, hearing these words, burst into tears and said, "You won?" "Yes, you won. Dong'er, don't die." Wang Dong'er smiled, looking towards the fading image that had put away the golden trident and her fallen beloved. Finally, her beautiful eyes lost their luster, reaching the end of her life. Wang Qiu'er stood up with a tragic smile and said, "She won. She used her life to tell me that she loves you more than I do." Everyone gathered around. Xiao Xiao and Jiang Nanan were already sobbing uncontrollably. Suddenly, Huo Yuhao looked up and shouted, "The everlasting Sky Valley! There must be a way to revive Wang Dong'er." He prostrated himself on the ground, knocking his head until it bled. Shortly after, with a hum, the entire space lit up. It was time for the final rewards. Dai Huabin's reward was called Love Substitution. It could transfer Zhu Lu's injuries to himself and restore her to normal. Dai Huabin's eyes lit up, and he chose Love Substitution. A golden light flashed and instantly landed on the two of them. Dai Huabin's right arm disappeared, and Zhu Lu's right arm grew back. The same happened with her other injuries. Su Sancher and Jiang Nanan successfully united, and their Xuanwu martial soul fully awakened. They also gained love. Therefore, the voice didn't give them a reward, but instead raised Jiang Nanan's soul power to level 60. Next was Zhang Lishuan. The reward given by the voice was oblivion, allowing Zhang Lishuan to seek her true love. Then it was Ming Tian's turn. Wu Feng and Ming Tian, dying for love, finally passed the trial. Therefore, their reward was also very special. The voice announced that from now on, Ming Tian's gender had changed from female to male. This way, Ming Tian and Wu Feng could truly be together. As Ming Tian and Wu Feng stared at each other in stunned silence, a golden light flashed, and they were taken away. Beibei's reward was everything he had seen. The clues within could save Tangya. Soon it was He Kaitu and Xiao Zhao's turn. Xiao Zhao's soul power was raised to level 60. He Kaitu received no reward, but his true appearance was revealed. Although still bald, he became very handsome. Xiao Xiao stared blankly, surprised by Hikate's good looks. Everyone else had been teleported out, leaving only Huo Yuhao, Wang Dong'er, and Wang Qiu'er. The voice asked, since Wang Dong'er is dead, would Huo Yuhao be willing to accept Wang Qiu'er? Huo Yuhao only wanted to revive Wang Dong'er and naturally refused. He stated that if she couldn't be revived, then he should be killed too, so he could be with Wang Dong'er forever in the other world. Wang Qiu'er suddenly shouted that she should have been the one to die. She wanted to use her life to exchange for Wang Dong'er's revival. That way, Huo Yuhao and Wang Dong'er could be together. She added, "The ones who deserve to die the most are Tang San and the Royal Three." Huo Yuhao shook his head and told Wang Qiu'er that she had done nothing wrong. Everything was his fault. He then wanted to use the reward to make Wang Qiu'er forget him, but Wang Qiu'er said she would rather endure the pain than forget Huo Yuhao. The voice said helplessly, "A love triangle will never bring happiness." "All right, since that's the case, I'll fulfill your wish." With that, it used its divine power to revive Wang Dong'er. Looking at his sleeping beloved, Huo Yuhao finally smiled. However, the voice soon sighed. There seems to be a problem with Wang Dong'er's revival. It told Huo Yuhao that Wang Dong'er's soul and life force, although gathered, were still fading. This might be due to Wang Dong'er herself, and this trial happened to trigger it. Huo Yuhao felt like he had been struck by lightning. He suddenly remembered the acacia heartbroken red and immortal herb. With the help of the herb, Wang Dong'er's life force finally stabilized. However, the voice still said, "The life force is no longer a problem, but Wang Dong'er's soul is unstable, and it's unknown how long she will slumber." Finally, it gave Huo Yuhao and Wang Qiu'er a 5-level increase in soul power and teleported them away. Soon after, the voice of the everlasting Sky Valley rang out again. "Is this what you wanted? These two children are so pitiful." Tang San replied, "All right, I have my reasons." The voice of the everlasting Sky Valley finally said, "My mission is complete. I'm going back. I'm going to chat with your wife." It then added, "Humph, humph." A call to action followed, like, follow and subscribe so you don't miss out. The next episode preview was given. Niu Tian sprinkles Huo Yuhao with firearms. Huo Yuhao creates his own ability, the Hao Dong 3 Extremes. Huo Yuhao creates his own ability, the Hao Dong 3 Extremes. Please give us a like and subscribe, fellow Taoists. Let's continue our chat in the next episode.